guys, today we are doing a Shop Miss A haul, try on,
first impression.
There's
a lot of newer stuff
review
that we've not tried that we're trying for you today. They've got their new foundation that we've tried out.
They have a new eyelash glue,
the velour eyeshadows. They have a lot of newer stuff, lip pop, that we have tried out for you guys.
If you love beauty unboxings, beauty reviews, anything beauty, and maybe even a little challenge thrown in here, then make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time we upload. And do we want to get this video to 80 likes? All right, let's try to get this video to 80 likes. We know you can do it. And so I guess we'll just go ahead and hop right on in.
So this is the AOA Studio Buildable Satin Foundation. And I've got to say, it's pretty daggone good. I do have some problem areas right now, and I feel like it covered that up. I did try to build it, and it worked out pretty well. I mean, for $1,
I know.
This is a pretty good foundation.
My shade's probably just a touch too light,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping that by the time I put like bronzer and all that stuff on, that it's gonna even out and it's gonna look pretty good. I am pretty pale, but this seems a little bit ghostly.
Yeah, the shade that I went with was the Fair Ivory, and the shade that she went with was Porcelain. I'm pretty sure this is, so that's 301, this is 302, so I'm pretty sure this is
just one step darker.
Which it actually looks,
it looks really
a
good.
lot darker than that one though.
A lot.
Like, but in the bottle,
they look very
well, I don't know, whenever I was taking them out, I was like, you can kind of tell whose is whose, but it didn't seem like that big of a difference. But on camera with the lights on them, they look really different. So I will say that this did go on though really dewy, and then it really does kind of dry down a little bit.
A little bit. It's still kind of, if you can see my eyes where it kind of creases and stuff, it doesn't dry down quick enough to keep that from happening.
I mean, even my eyelids have a little bit of creasing where I put a little bit on my eyelids, which I typically don't put foundation. Like, I'll use concealer over my eyelids, but I do that like right before I get ready for eyeshadow.
Yeah.
So I typically don't have a problem, but I'm into this.
My cheeks up here, I do have quite a few freckles. So I did go back and do kind of a second layer, and it covered them up pretty good. I mean, I can still just see a faint, but it definitely is buildable. Yeah. So I'm impressed.
Is it full coverage?
No.
Is it medium to possibly slightly fuller coverage? Yes. But I wouldn't say if you have a lot of stuff that you need to cover, whether it be age spots or acne or whatever, I don't think that you would necessarily enjoy this foundation. So I am really into cream bronzing or cream contouring or whatever you want to call it. So we went ahead and got this highlight and contour duo by Muse Cosmetics. So I'm going to go ahead and use the contour to cream contour.
While she's blending out her cream contour, I'm actually going to be using the highlighter side.
So that is cream contour done for me. I will say it's not as pigmented as the one that I use that's Wet n Wild, but it is $1 and it got the job done. What I was worried about was that it would like mess with the foundation or lift it or like smear it all over my face, and it didn't. So I'm happy about that. My foundation is still there. It blended very well over the foundation, so I am happy with that.
And the highlighter did a pretty decent job, but you know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, when I put powder on, is it gonna cover it up? Is it gonna show through? Am I gonna have any highlight? So I don't know, we'll have to see.
So next we're gonna conceal. There was a concealer that we had already tried and we know we don't like it. And then there was a concealer palette that they had several different shades I think they had like or maybe 2 shades, like light to medium and then medium to dark, but they were sold out of that. Yeah. So we're just gonna go ahead and conceal with our normal concealer, so the e.l.f. Camo Concealer.
And the Morphe.
And then whenever we're done, we're gonna immediately set our under eyes so they don't crease. And this is actually a tried and true product.
Yes.
I'm not sure if they even have other setting, like, I know they have setting powders, but I don't know if they have loose setting powders on
I don't know.
But this one is really good. We get the shade Soft Light. I use it
We
to
use
bake.
this all the time.
It's really good.
It's really, really good. And for $1, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we're gonna do a powder bronzer. This is the Malibu Glitz in Buff.
I'm pretty sure it's actually, like, looking at it, I feel like it's actually a powder, but it was in the bronzer section because that typically comes with a powder. It says pressed powder, but it was in the bronzer section, which is why I went ahead and got it. So
yeah, I mean, it's, even if it's a pressed powder, it definitely will work for us as a bronzer.
Unless it's just not that pigmented.
Right. It's pigmented.
A lot more pigmented than I anticipated. And look.
Oh.
So that's bronzer done. I actually, like, it's not bad. It's really pigmented, so I kind of went a little
heavy.
overboard over there. But I feel like on camera it looks worse than it looks looking in the mirror.
It doesn't look bad. It's just a little bit more. So the color's off. It's kind of a little bit more orangey.
I don't feel like the color's that. I mean, it's.
I noticed it on my nose.
Like Hoola color, like the color of the Hoola bronzer, or like the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. It is slightly different, but
it is a little bit different. So I guess that's probably what's kind of put me off just a little bit. Yeah. I mean, it looks good, but it's definitely a little bit different shade than what I'm kind of used to.
So next we got the AOA Studio Perfect Blush in the shade Darling. We're gonna go ahead and put some blush on.
I actually kind of really like this.
I like that I can go very light-handed with it. It's buildable.
It is definitely buildable.
It's definitely not that pigmented, which is good. Which means you can go lightweight with it. That's probably one of the only products that I'm like, I don't want it super like pigmented, because then you can just put way too much product on, and I think people are really picky about their blushes. Oh, yeah. And some people want to do more.
This is really good because it is buildable, because I went back a couple of times because I like a little bit more rosiness than I think you do. So, and it's not shimmery. It's definitely a matte.
It's definitely a matte, which I love and I appreciate, because I do not like sparkles in blushes. So,
all right, so we have a winner.
So we do not have highlight, so we're going to move on to brows, and we got 2 different products. So we got the Muse Beautiful Brow Set. It's a powder. It has some little, what are they called? Little stamp thing? I don't know.
I forget.
Anyways, yeah.
Template.
Yeah, a little template. Okay, and then we have the AOA Studio Go Brow. In the, did I get a shade? I think it's blonde, but no, medium brown. So we're probably, I know I'm going to use this, and I know I'm going to use the powder. So,
but I'm not going to use the template. That would so not even match my eyebrows.
No, it wouldn't. I don't understand.
It's so funny because, you know, not everybody's eyebrows are exactly the same, and so.
I mean, they give several different templates though.
But I don't think here that there is. Maybe there's a couple. This does come with a little brush, but I'm not, and it looks like a decent brush, but it's like the teeniest, tiniest little brush. It's angled and flat, but I have like my own little brush that I love.
Ew, it's like,
it's kind of hard, like.
Yeah, those are not like.
No, those are
hairs. That's more like bristles.
Yeah.
So there are 2 different shades in here. I'm probably gonna do a mix or either stick to the lighter one.
There are 3 different templates. So I forgot to bring down a brow brush. So I'm gonna use this teeny tiny thing.
And I'm actually going to use an actual brow brush. So that's one brow done for me. I don't like powders, and
yeah, I'm not a huge powder person
I think
either.
if you like brow powders, that would definitely work for you.
It did work, and I'm just not used to a powder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it filled in nicely. It's kind of, it went on good, but at first it seemed like it was a little bit patchy. And then I, really worked to fill it in. But I mean, it turned out, I think, decent.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Go Brow now, just in this one eye and the eyebrow, and then we'll do the other eyebrow off camera. Alright, I mean, that's not bad, actually. It's definitely not the Essence Make Me Brow, which is already pretty inexpensive. What the Essence Make Me Brow has is little fibers, which makes your eyebrows look fuller, whereas this just sets them in place and gives them a little bit of a tint. But I like the fuller brow look, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend that over maybe the Essence Make Me Brow or the Benefit Gimme Brow. But it's not bad if you just like a little bit of a color and like to be able to set your eyebrows. So we are going to move on to lips now. We did this in our Subbox try on, like did lips first and then moved on to our eyeshadow.
Kind of gives us a little bit of dimension.
Yeah. I feel like we just kind of look a little blah and bland. Yeah. So I got the Muse Cosmetics lipstick in the shade Nude, and I got these I think are newer, which is why I wanted to try it, because if you've watched our videos, you know we hate like sticky lip glosses, so I wanted to test that out and see if it was sticky or pigmented, or I just wanted to see the formula. So this is in the shade Role Model.
All right, and my lipstick is the brand Zuri, so that's kind of interesting. It is a lipstick, and the shade is Chocolate Delight.
Oh, I love that.
Ooh,
that is a beautiful nude. Oh my gosh.
All right, I like the packaging of mine.
That's what sold you, I think.
It did. It did. So, and let's see what the color looks like.
Oh, that is vampy. That is vampy.
We'll see.
Oh, wow. I gotta say, the color of this is pretty, but it's not very pigmented. It is very patchy. I don't like the lipstick. I like the color, but I don't necessarily like the formula. The Lip Pop lip gloss is really good, and it saved the lips. It's not sticky at all, at all. It feels so nice, and
they have awesome lip glosses.
They do. One of my favorite lip glosses is actually a Shop Mistake. I didn't even think about that.
And it's a liquid lip gloss, and it is not sticky at all. So they have they're doing something right on their lip glosses for sure. I would never have thought that this was this. Like, if I saw this in the tube and then saw it on my lips, would you?
I don't know.
It's more of a berry, like a deeper wine. It's not really a chocolate to me.
Is it the shade of it? Chocolate Delight?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought. I would, from the name Chocolate Delight, I wouldn't have thought that it would look like, the berry. So we are going to move on to eyes. We got the Amuse. We've gotten a lot of Amuse, AOA. I feel like those are two brands that you see a lot of. But this is the Amuse eyeshadow. That's all it says.
It doesn't have a shade or anything?
Yeah, it doesn't have a shade or anything that I'm seeing. So we basically got this to try, just to get some matte shades, some matte browns, some transition shades, because we got the velour eyeshadows. They're supposed to be like a mousse, I feel like they said mousse on the
I think they
on the
did
website.
too.
But they just say velour eyeshadow. I got the shade Lucky Star.
What's my shade?
Vogue.
Vogue.
Oh my gosh, that is so.
And I can't get it open.
That's so freaking pretty.
No. Thanks.
They are very similar, but wait, feel it. Feel it. That's nice. That feels really nice.
Ooh. That is amazing.
Look at the pigment.
Oh my
Whoa.
gosh. Look at that.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding?
I'm super excited.
We're getting like every shade. They look like they're gonna be so good. Oh wow. So we're going to go in first with, it's broken.
The lid just keeps coming off.
Yeah. Like it's supposed to, you know, it's one of those things. And the lid just keeps popping right off. So we're just gonna take it off. So I'm first gonna go in with this middle shade up on the top, this one.
Yep, me too.
I figured you would too.
Yeah, me too.
And we're just gonna put this all over the lid. So next shade that I'm gonna go into is this bottom one right over here. And I'm just gonna use it as a transition.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the bottom one over here.
So I'm actually gonna take the same shade that she is using right now, and I'm gonna use it just on the outer corner to darken it up a smidge. So we are moving on to our velour eyeshadows, and I'm so excited to use this. Like I already know that it's just gonna be so good. So I'm just gonna use my finger.
I'm gonna use a packer brush and see how that does. I may have to go back and use my finger, but I like to see.
I'm like so excited about these. Oh,
it is gonna work better with a finger, so let's
see. I had the right idea.
So soft.
Yeah, it's like it said mousse on the website. Yeah, so freaking pretty. But it said mousse on the website, but it doesn't say mousse like on the packaging anywhere. So messed up. I don't know, that's a little confusing. Like why wouldn't you put it on the packaging
if it is a mousse?
Yeah, I don't know. But it feels like a mousse. Like
does
that's what
feel
it
like a
feels
mousse.
like. It's such an interesting texture. Like I wish you guys could feel it. Luckily it's like only $1, so if you really want to try it out, that's not too crazy expensive.
I'm gonna line my eyes. There's really not anything that I would consider dark enough in that little palette, so I'm gonna use the brow product.
And then I'm gonna actually run the 2 transition shades that we used underneath I'm just gonna mix them, run it underneath my lower lash line.
So for mascara, I got the Muse Pro Mega Big Lash Waterproof Mascara.
I got the LA Colors Lash Building Builds and Extends Lashes. It is LA Colors, but it was $1 on Shop Miss A. So I thought I'd try it, see if it actually does what it says it is supposed to. So
the wand is nice and fluffy.
oh wow.
Yours
So
is
this
too.
one, interesting. I'm kind of into that.
I will say, the last time we tried a mascara from Shop Miss A, neither one of us liked it.
They were terrible.
Terrible.
Like both of them were just absolute.
So
trash.
we went back and forth like, okay, do we get a mascara? Do we not get a mascara? Is it going to be terrible again? So we're going to try out a couple new mascaras.
So my mascara, it's pretty good. It's not the best mascara that I've used, but it did give me like it didn't just coat my lashes, which is typically, like,
Yeah.
that's the worst type of mascara, is
Mhm.
whenever it just coats them. It does nothing for them. It did do a little bit of length and not so much volume, but it's not terrible, and it was $1, so.
Yeah, mine kind of the same. It didn't do really, I mean, it did a tiny bit of length, not much. Again, it didn't just coat the lashes. I did just recently get a mascara that did, and I do not like it. It did do a tiny bit of volumizing. I did have to use about 3 coats. It's not the worst. You know, it's not like the other ones that we've tried. It's not the best by any means, but it's really good for $1.
So we did pick up some, this is, I think, new as well, and this is $1.88. But it is super strip lash adhesive, super strong. It's from AOA Studios. It's clear, so that'll be good.
Okay, so the eyelash glue, my opinion is it's okay. To me, I almost have this fear that my eyelashes are gonna fall off. And so it's not as good as the one that I currently use, and I'll try to like leave that in the description below. But it's better than some that I have used.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there have been some really bad ones that we've tried.
I've definitely tried some that like rip out eyelashes.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that this doesn't do that. As for like being able to hold it down, I just don't know. It feels very like I feel like they could fall off at any second. And I don't love that. Like, I feel like I just need to take them off. I'm going to wear them throughout the day just to see if they ever do fall off, or if they start, like, coming up or whatever.
I just don't feel
I'm so
confident
Yeah.
in it. You know, like...
And I do have those certain lash gels or lash glues that I'm like, okay, this isn't budging. Like, this is good. It's locked in.
Right.
But this is just not one of
One of them.
It's not necessarily bad, and
No.
it may last. We don't know. They went on easy though,
They
and
did
I didn't
go on
have
easy.
I didn't have any issues with like sometimes the glue will dry too quickly, or it doesn't dry quick enough, and so you've waited for a good while, and you're like, okay, it's probably ready, and you go to stick it on, and then it just slides right off, and you're like, oh, I guess it wasn't. So I didn't have any problems with that.
Either. So overall, I think our looks turned out really pretty.
I do too. I'm into the foundation more than I thought I would be, and I was scared. I was like, it's gonna be really bad, and it's just not gonna cover anything, because we've dealt with a foundation from Shop Miss A before, and it was terrible.
It was terrible.
So I was like, I don't really have high hopes, but it turned out really, really good. Like, I have to say.
I have to say that I'm pleased with everything. The only thing that I'm kind of on the fence about is the highlighter. I don't know if it really came through, like the powder and stuff. I have a tiny bit of glow, but not just a lot.
Yeah.
So.
And I didn't use it, so I don't have any glow, but, you know. I think the only product that I didn't, like, love, but still liked it, was probably the bronzer. Everything else wasn't bad. I mean, it was all pretty good. Well, no. I will say the lipstick. The lipstick was not very good either, so.
I like my
there's
lipstick.
2 products.
And I like the shade. So that is going to be it for this video. We will have a couple of videos linked right over here, and the subscribe button is right down here. So until our next video,
Bye.